Hey guys, it's Everett here. So section 2 of the neck mobility series. So again, first video we only covered one stretch and we talked about a little bit of isometric training. That might be very new to some of you. Again, it's important. It's going to increase your range of motion quicker, and it's also going to teach your body how to use that new range of motion, which is what's important, because if you're just flexible, you're loose. But when you walk around all day long, you're controlling your muscles to move, all right? So that requires you to know how to contract your muscles in that new space, all right? So now we're gonna focus on some rotational training. And just like we talked about in the first video, if you're stretching, say I'm stretching to my right now, and I feel pinching or just stuff going on here when I should be feeling a stretch sensation on my left side, that's an indicator that it's time to go to like a chiropractor or a manual therapist, someone that can actually look at a deeper level at the joints and make sure things are rotating and moving well deep within inside your neck, and not just the top superficial muscles or fascia, okay? So with this rotational training, we're trying to get as large of a movement as possible. And once again, say you're leaning over to one side or rotating, if you feel pinching on that side that you're going towards, that's a good indication that you need to actually spend some money, which I know, you're watching this video, you probably want to do it on your own at home, but it's your neck we're talking about. So if you get any of that sensation, just go ahead and see somebody who can assess you in person. That's where videos like these really break down. It's general. I don't know what you're going through. So again, if it feels not great, spend the money, go see somebody, take care of your neck, all right? So the movement we're going to do, this is a controlled articular rotation. It stands in short for CARS. That's just the longer version of it. Controlled meaning we're not moving our body all around. We're just focusing on the neck. Articulation is what happens at the joint level. And then we're rotating because all joints need to rotate. Okay, so this is from the FRS system. It's fundamental. I've talked about in some of my other videos. You should be doing these daily. You brush your teeth daily because you eat food. Well, you sit in a desk, type on a phone daily, you need to be moving your spine. A lot of our problems come from not moving. So again, just stretching isn't going to fix your neck. You need to move it more the right way. So to start, we're going to get some control in the body, all right? So we're going to get some air in our stomach, nice big belly breath, and kind of clench down your abs a little bit. If you're standing, you can grip the ground with your toes, turn on your glutes. We're doing this so we make sure we're not cheating and rotating. And it's a good idea to get out your phone and get a video of yourself. You can also use a mirror, but it's good to try to do it on your own and then look at that video and see how poorly you actually did it. You probably are starting to rotate or move your shoulders. Again, just think neck. So air in the stomach, tighten up everywhere. And what we're going to do first is drop the chin down to the chest, and we're going into flexion as far as we possibly can. Now from here, we're going to rotate and try to look, we'll start with our right side. Try to look as far as you can to the right. So we're going to scrape that chin along the chest and look to your right as much as you're able. From here, we're going to lean. So we'll be stretching the left side of the neck, and we're going to drop the right side, the ear to the shoulder. So right ear to the right shoulder, all right? Now from here, we've already done essentially a quarter circle. So we're gonna do the next half circle in one big swoop. We're gonna drop the head behind the back like we're looking up the ceiling, stretching the front side of the neck, and we're gonna do a half circle all the way until we hit that left side, all right? Now this is pretty tough for most people because we're in a forward text neck position most of the time. All right, so again, go light here. Don't try to reach as far back as you possibly can. Now, once we're on this left side, different people teach this with variations. What I like to do is then look as far as I can to the left, nice even head, and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching the right side of the neck. From there, I try to contact my shoulder or my chest with my chin, and once again, scrape back a long little quarter circle back to that neck flexed position. Chin is as far down on the chest as possible. So that's rep number 1. So ideally we do, usually the first rep, especially earlier on in the day, is more of like a practice rep. So 2 to 3 reps in each direction, all right? Now, once again, especially in the morning, go light here. Just focus on good quality movement. Once you've done a rep or two and you're feeling all right, it's all right to start to contract more and more. So actually use your neck muscles to pull yourself down a little lower, a millimeter lower than you did in the first rep. Same thing without rotating the shoulders when you go to the right. actively try to rotate using your neck muscles. Rotate as far as you can to the right. And then leaning. Try to get that ear closer and closer to the shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck when you're leaning to the right. So it's a very active movement. And just like working out, you can use bigger and bigger weights, do more sets, more reps. Here, once you've warmed up and you know your neck's moving pretty smoothly, you can get more and more of a muscle contraction, all right? So again, your cervical spine has 7 segments, and up the top you rotate the most. So we're taking care of all of the things a neck does: flexion, extension, rotation, and we're combining it in one big circle, and we're doing it actively. So if you were to just stretch your neck, like in the last video, I could stretch right to the side, or as we talked about, I could slightly look up and stretch a little bit more back. You would essentially have to stretch every degree, right, on that right side to get a full range of motion. Whereas with the car, we can grab all of that in one fell swoop. All right, so do these consistently. Again, go light, start with a small circle, use a mirror or use a video camera or your phone, and make sure you're doing the movement right, you're not cheating. From there, over the days and weeks, you can, again, add more tension and try to increase that circle. So I do this, again, every single day. If you text, if you sit in a chair, it's a must do, all right? Just like brushing your teeth or flossing, this is daily, all right? So up next, we're gonna do something a little different. A lot of people use foam rollers and lacrosse balls to get out scar tissue and trigger points. A lot of that's up in the air, how much of that actually does versus you going to a manual practitioner who really knows what they're doing. But we are going to use 2 lacrosse balls or tennis balls to work on the upper traps, and I'm going to show you how to do that and why we're throwing that in the mix. So stay tuned. So this is called isometric ramping. What we'll do is grab 2 lacrosse balls or tennis balls. These are melted together, got off Amazon. You can get 2 and just duct tape them together though. We're going right underneath the upper traps, kind of the base of the neck. And I'm going to take a deep belly breath in, contract my trap muscles, and then exhale and relax my trap muscles. Pretty simple. I'm bridging up to add a little bit more weight onto my traps because I have moderately large traps because I deadlift a lot, so I need a little extra weight here. But again, timing a deep diaphragmatic belly breath, contract, almost as if I'm trying to push those lacrosse balls away, but obviously the floor is blocking that, so my chest just lifts up in the air. Then I relax. And on each exhale, I'm trying to imagine those lacrosse balls melting into my trap. So my trap's becoming more and more supple. So it's visualization, deep diaphragmatic breathing, and an isometric trap contraction. All right. If you've read anything about diaphragmatic breathing, it's a great way to regulate your autonomic nervous system. So think sympathetic, parasympathetic. I'm going to do this for 2 to 3 minutes, not before you work out. And do not do this just as a standalone. Mix it in with the stretching, the isometrics, and the cars. I like to do maybe a couple reps of cars, do some of this, and then go back to cars and see if I made any improvements. And if I do get more range of motion, I'm trying to go through that range of motion in the cars with a little bit more muscle contraction. Just again, teach my body how to use that new range of motion. So you have to play around with this, get an angle that works for you. But again, breathe in. Contract the muscles very precisely. Exhale, relax the muscles as much as you can. And do that over 2 to 3 minutes and try to increase the muscle contraction and increase the amount you're able to relax on those lacrosse or tennis balls. All right, guys, so thanks for watching the video. I hope it helps someone out there. Again, unfortunately, because of what we do with our bodies, this stuff should be daily, all right? Especially the neck cars. They don't take too long, so just be consistent with them. If you really have neck issues, again, see a practitioner, and you might have to spend extra time doing these type of things and then go down to more like a maintenance schedule, all right? So I wish it wasn't this way, but because of what we do with our bodies, or we don't do, which is move, it's serious stuff we have to take care of. It's like having a mouthful of cavities. You have to spend a lot of time and effort on it to get it right, all right? So hopefully you liked the video. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my website and my hip mobility course for more information, and see you guys in the next video.